This topic is actually pretty personal, I guess. When I thought about the topic, um, it's basically how loving something as an entrepreneur, your product, solution, uh, allows you to stop feeling time. So this goes out to all the entrepreneurs that are so entrenched in their product it becomes them. So what happens when I bring this up kind of reminds me of when I first kind of started out when I was 22 years old, my first business, and what what I didn't know I was setting up for the future was just a long whirlwind of possibilities, because I feel like I've had this gene in me to constantly iterate, to constantly build things, businesses, companies, and it started out pretty young. So the when you talk about genetics, yeah, I guess I'm a fine definition of it, but you can't really, it doesn't really matter if you're not successful. So I've had 3 previous startups before this, and you know what they say, it comes in threes, right? Fourth time is a charm. I just made that up. Whatever. So I think about the principles and the values that I had when I first started my first company, and it was surrounding myself with things that I loved. And I think about all these entrepreneurs now, and I think to myself, what is it that you're building? And then, like, how does it impact other people? And are you really entrenched in your product, or are you just selling the product? And I think that more and more now, because of the market rate, saturation, whatever, the ability to start a company is less, but the type of products that are out don't have less meaning to them. So what I want to really do with this video is really reiterate to the entrepreneurs and the founders of, what are you building? What does it mean to you? What problem does it solve? Because you really got to have that behind you. Regardless of investments, of team, of anything at all, can you stop and really think about what you're building and what it means to you? So, for instance, I can say that the particular product that I'm the CEO for, Cody.ai, is a product that I wanted in the market. You know, that I look at the larger, grander picture of solving a problem for myself. The lab, I wanted to make sure encompassed everything that I was never a part of. And then the academy is on one particular side, the way in which I wanted to be taught and never got a chance to. So, yeah, did it happen subconsciously? Absolutely. If a person would have asked me this 3 years ago, if this is what I was planning, I can't say that this is true, because it's not true. But what I wanted to do in this video was to really allow you guys to understand that it's not an esoteric feeling to not feel time when you're doing what you're doing. That's number one. I wanted to give you 5. So that was another one. What I also want to make sure that you understand is to stop and think about the dots that you're connecting looking back. Some of us are so focused on moving forward that we don't look back, or we don't stop, or we don't slow down. And that's detrimental to our company, our team, our product, us. And I'm here to reiterate it again, that in order to move forward, you have to be able to slow down to connect the dots. So number 2 is ask yourself, what is love? Does it exist biologically? Does it exist in our mind? There's a lot of research right now around that. So ask yourself, what is love? Then I want you to look at the one thing that you love, whether it's a dog, whether it's a person, whether it's a family member, and ask yourself, is that one thing that you're building more important than anything else? And then I think about this fourth statement. It's not about a product anymore. You're not building a product. You're building a solution. You're building a Band-Aid, or you're building a concrete wall to patch up some part of your life that wasn't there before, or that wasn't given to you by another company. And don't be bounded by competitors. If you're building something that is truly in your path in order to build, the universe will allow you to do it. And if it changes, if you change, or if, competitors come out of nowhere, it's all a part of the plan. And then last, is true to my heart, is connecting the dots. Have you stopped to connect the dots looking backwards? Do you remember that person that you missed, that you saw on the BART? Or is it, an individual that you wanted to speak at a networking event, you wanted to talk to him, but you couldn't, but then your friend connects you because you just said you talked to this particular situation to a friend and they knew another friend? Have you actually stopped consciously to think about the dots that have been connected before you, so that when you look at it going forward, you can say, thank you, or you can be appreciative of it? So those are the 5 things that I wanted to speak about when it came to that feeling of love, and how when you're dealing with entrepreneurship, it can't just be about making money or selling. It has to be about, hey, this product is something that needs to be in the world, and it's way beyond anything that is in my control. And I believe that we have a couple of products like that on the market now. Not many. And that is because of a lot of different things. Competition, saturation, market fit. We can go down the line. But the hours that you put in, we can say Elon Musk talks about 100-hour weeks. We can talk about all these other people that talk about putting in 80, 100 hours, 150, whatever. You don't feel the time. You won't clock the hours, because time doesn't exist. I'll say it again. It doesn't exist. And if you're doing anything that's truly inspiring, you won't feel it. You just go and do what you do best. So those are the 5 statements. Give me a comment, share, and I will see you again this week. Thank you.